This is the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast, and I'm your host, Trudy Simmons from the Daisy Chain Group, providing platforms for women entrepreneurs to be seen and heard. This platform is for women entrepreneurs that want to hear the real stories of what it takes to be yourself and run a business with all the different hats that you might have to wear. These are the stories of the tenacious, the rebellious, and the resilient women that are working towards the future that they want to build for themselves and their families. I am thrilled and excited to introduce you to Becky Stevens from Silver Beats and Treats. Becky, welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of the book, Shine On You Crazy Daisy. Tell us about you and your business.
Hi, so I'm Becky Stevens. I own Silver Beats and Treats. Silver Beats is a threefold company. I make handmade silver jewelry, I teach piano and brass, and I make chocolate-based fudge.
Yes, you do. And what I love about your business and the way that you show up in the world is that you have these three arms of your business. How did you get to the conclusion that you were going to have three? Because most people, and the title of your chapter is Ask a Busy Person, but most people try and have one business, but you've got three that incorporate all together. How have you done that?
It's because I like to be busy. I ask a busy person and they can do it. Well, like so many people ask me to do so many different things, and I can do a lot of things, but I needed to focus on something that I really wanted to do. And if I wanted to make a business, it had to be something that I loved. But I love a lot of things, so I had to choose. And I couldn't just choose one thing. Because I knew that if I chose one thing, I'd be constantly thinking of other things. So I chose my three favourite things in the world: silver jewelry, music, and chocolate.
And they all fit very well together, I think.
I think, yeah, perfectly.
I think
but they do.
With each of those businesses, they have the seasonal effect as well. So you've got the music more around term time, and chocolate around more Christmas and Easter, I would think. And then what's the other one?
Silver.
All the time. So presents
all the time. Yeah, exactly. So they do work well because I can work on them all at different times of the year for different specifications, but all the time, all the year as well. And as you said, teaching is term time. There's lots of holidays that I can do other stuff in between. So
yeah. But why did you start the business? I know in the book you talked about the fact that you were going to be a full-time mum, and then thought, I want more, I want to be able to do something. So how did you go from there to starting this up?
So I was a full-time mum. I am a full-time mum. But I was losing me in being that mum. And I decided that actually to be a really good mum, you need to be yourself as well. And I wanted to show my girls that you can do whatever you want to do. So I decided to show them that with all my talents, rather than go back into retail, which is where I was from, I was going to focus on the three things that I loved. And I started that by joining a village band, conducting for them, which I hadn't done for years and years and years. And then that sort of started my music passion coming back. And then chocolate's always been there. Fudge has been there since birth, I think. My mum makes the most amazing fudge that I can never repeat. But other than that, those are the three things that I love. I've shown my girls that you can do it.
And that you can be passionate about all of those things. You are very
definitely
all of them, and that shines through on what you do as well. So where did you find your first clients?
Friends and family. Friends and family is always a good place to start. And then ending up online going, what am I doing? I don't know anything. I'm a creative. I've never done a website. I've never used Facebook or any social media platforms other than to show my family and friends how stupid I am, for being silly and things like that. I've never used it for a business. And so I ventured into the business world on Facebook, and got lost. And thankfully, one of my friends saved me and introduced me to your fantastic group, the Hampshire Business Women's Group. And from there, I was able to go, oh, that's what a business does. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. This is the direction that I'm supposed to be going in. And so, yeah, so I got a lot of support and help from there, and therefore a lot of customers, and then a lot of recommendations. And I've had some fantastic opportunities, and I've worked with some brilliant women from that group. So that's where I've gone, networking.
Exactly. And I was going to say, I think you are a prolific and very good networker in that you show up consistently in networking, and in doing that, people are better able to know what you do. And I think some people try networking and then they try it a couple of times and they give up. But I think your consistency that's grown that know, like, and trust in other people, that if they're looking for jewelry, fudge, lessons for any instruments, they come to you first.
Yep. I mean, my first network, I was absolutely scared stiff. I've never been to anything like that. In the retail world, I've been to lots of meetings and seminars that you have people stand up. I've never been one of those people that stood up in front of people, although I have done public speaking as a child. As an adult, no. I don't get up and stand up in front of people and talk. But it's something that I've learned over this business journey that I'm on, that actually, if you make yourself more visible, people were more likely to remember you and work with you. So know, like, and trust. And you can't get any more visible than this.
I was just going to say. Exactly, but people know that of you, and they wait for what's going to happen next.
I know.
Your because this is audio as well, your hair is such a massive part. At the moment, it's complete unicorn rainbow colors, and it is such a massive part of your brand. And people actually, they vote on the color that you're going to do your hair. They get involved in what it will be next, and it is such a good engager with people. It's got nothing to do in effect with what you do for your business, but for your personal brand and people buying from people, it's huge. I love it. It's fun.
It is, and people know me as Becky with the bright hair. No one knows what color it's going to be, really. I never know what color it's going to be. It's always pot luck, and thankfully it turns out quite well. But it's definitely goes with my brand now, and people know me for it, and therefore know my business as well.
I think as well, a big part of what we've seen over the last few years with how your business has grown and changed is that you are really good at pivoting and focusing. Well, this is what I've seen. And you've been really clever in the way that you've made strategic decisions, it would seem, that allow you to think, at this moment in time, with the time that I have available, I'm going to concentrate on this. So you have the three arms of your business, but if one has to go to the wayside so that two others can flourish, then that's what you've done. And that's the joy of having your own business.
Definitely. I mean, over lockdown, at the beginning of lockdown, I thought, oh, I've lost the whole of my business. I'm no longer teaching. I can't go into schools and teach. I can't have my pupils around at home to teach. No, I can't get any stock. I can't get any ingredients for the silver. Ingredients for the chocolate and equipment, silver, to buy. I couldn't get any for the first couple of months. And it really affected me for a couple of weeks. And then I thought, hang on a second, this online thing, I might have to actually get involved here. And so I transferred online and I started teaching online, and I've gained pupils doing that. and I will continue doing online, because it's now an extra branch of my business.
Yeah.
I'm
International.
teaching international, exactly. And that's something that I never thought I'd do. And I never thought I'd get so involved on being online. And but with the pandemic and stuff, that also brought round my silver kit that I created through the pandemic, and that had been on my mind at the beginning of the year, thinking, oh, what can I do with this shell? And by the end of the year, it had been created into a kit.
Yeah.
So
sending out to people, and they can make their own at home, and it just gives people the opportunity to get involved in their own mindful way of creating something with you teaching them. It's brilliant. To watch you do it was brilliant, because it is that thing of we can get so stuck in our businesses and what it is, and without things like this, what's happened in the last 18 months shaking us up, sometimes we'll just stay like that. But what you did really quickly was that, well, I'm going to feel like rubbish for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to pick myself up, dust myself off, and get on with it. And you have done that consistently over the years, and it's brilliant.
Thank you.
Also, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was Cambodia, because I know that you went to Cambodia, but what was the thing that happened that made you want to go there?
So that was my sister lives in Cambodia, and has done for 21 years now.
Wow.
And I haven't been out for 10 years. I've been out a couple of times, but I haven't been out, well, actually 12 years. I hadn't been out for 12 years, and my husband had never been out. My our daughter had never been out. And so it was like, I need to, that's my aim. I need to go. So, and I'd started thinking, how am I going to do this? I need to have a plan of action. And I went to network. This first time that I went to networking, I stood up, and it was in January, and I got asked, what are you going to commit to by the end of this year? What are you going to achieve? And I went, I'm going to go to Cambodia and take my family, and I'm going to pay for it with the business. And then I sat down and thought, oh, how am I going to do that? That's was never in the remit to actually blurt it out and tell everyone. So therefore, I had to do it. And I came home and I booked tickets, and made sure that I made enough money to pay for it, and pay it back over the months. And I paid for my family to go to Cambodia at the end of the year. It was amazing.
The reason that I wanted to bring that up from the chapter is because we sometimes feel that setting these goals are unachievable, or that I can set these things because I'm not going to get there. And what I saw you do on your face, and then with the action that you took, was that face when you sat down was, what did I just say? And then what you then did was, I've said it now, so I'm going to go and do it. And it's that decision, that specific, a strategic decision that I am going to accomplish this for me and my family. And when you did it, and the joy and the pride that you felt in achieving that for yourself with your business, it was phenomenal, wasn't it? It was
it was absolutely amazing. I mean, it's making me well up thinking about it, because it was such an achievement, and I was so proud of myself to be able to do that. And we had an absolutely amazing time, and came back, and then there was a pandemic, and it all had to change again.
Ta-da!
But the shell that I picked up for my kit was from Cambodia.
There you go.
And I was standing on the beach thinking, what can I do with this shell? I love it, but so many other people will love it too. What can I do with this shell?
Wow.
And that's how it became the kit.
Everything happened for a reason, right?
Exactly.
It's amazing. I love that story. Hey, if there was one lesson that you would want other entrepreneurs to know about, what would it be from the lessons you've learned?
Get support. Get support, get backing, get join a networking group, but also believe in yourself.
Mm.
You can do it. The amount of times that I've been asked, but I've been in a group of people and or at a course, and it's been suggested, focus on your customer profile. I don't have one customer profile. I have a lot of customer profiles. I'm a business with 3 different things. Everyone wants something different from that business, that part of the business. And I've been told many times to just focus on one part of the business and to forget about the other part. No. No. I started my business as a 3-fold business. They are all the things that I love. I couldn't possibly think about dropping one of them. And if someone tells me to do something, I'm likely to do the opposite. So if someone tells me to drop it, no, I'm not going to. I will stick to my guns. I will prove everyone wrong, and I will carry on.
Yeah,
which I have done.
Tenacity.
Proved everyone wrong.
Yeah, absolute tenacity through. And I've seen people say to you, Becky, you should just do one of those. Don't do all 3. And I feel this heckles go up and the power comes in, and I will do what I want to stamp out. And I love it when because what that says to me and to people around you is, I'm doing what I want to do. Don't ask me or don't tell me what I want to do. I know what it is. And when that power comes through, there's nothing like it. So that's really good. Thank you. What's your favorite piece of software?
Canva.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I am not technologically, I can't even say it. I am not technology based at all. I am and when it comes to doing anything online, I struggle. And I struggle with putting things into, well, to start off with, I was doing everything on Word, and my husband was horrified and mortified because he is a very, very much a techie. If he could be Iron Man, he would. And I'm not. When he discovered that I was doing everything on Word, he was horrified. I set up my whole website on Word and gave it to him and said, that's what I want it to look like. And he went, what? And so when I was introduced to Canva, it opened up this whole new world of something really easy that I could use, that I can put into social media. I can also do, I do a lot of my printables for my pupils are all online, and they're all done on Canva. And without Canva, I would think, it would all still be on Word and look rubbish. So
it gives you the opportunity to feel and look professional in what you're putting out. And I think especially with social media, the way that it is now, and having to grab people's attention, and the way that Canva is now interacting with social media platforms, it just gives you so much opportunity to get your time back and to make things easy.
And that's the thing. I didn't actually start the business thinking that I'd spend so much time on social media and doing stuff that wasn't actually anything to do with my business. And as a creative, I really struggle with that, because I always just, not everyone needs to know what I'm doing. I'm just doing my thing. But everyone wants to know what you're doing. And I'm getting better. I'm not consistent enough. But
you've got the software.
Exactly. I've got the software to be able to do it, and I can do it on my phone, and I can do it on the computer. And great.
Becky, it has been an absolute pleasure. I love talking about your story and the 3 arms of what you've got. Thank you so much for being a Shine On You Crazy Daisy, and can't wait to get your chapter out to people. Thank you, love.
Excellent. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much for watching the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast. If you've liked what you've seen today, then please make sure that you click the subscribe button to this channel to see more inspiration and motivation as more of these stories keep coming out. And if you want even more, click on the link below this video and go and have a look at the series of books Shine On You Crazy Daisy, and get even more inspiration and motivation for you and your business.